Hi, and welcome to the Banker's Tech Talk series about everything fintech. I'm Joy Macknight, Technology Editor at The Banker, and in the studio with me is Thomas Soede, CEO of BiBox, a shared platform enterprise. Thanks so much for joining us today, Thomas.
It's a real pleasure, Joy.
Can you tell me a little bit about Bank in the Box and how you came up with the idea?
So Bank in the Box is quite a revolutionary concept, we believe, and the idea is to focus on all standards, digital standards that banks are building, and to create a shared utility for banks to build and launch those utilities for the benefit of a consortium of banks. And the idea really is about cost savings, transformation, execution, and a few other sort of those components.
Okay, and BiBox is a bank-led initiative. How does that work, really?
Yes, we want to really put banks in the driving seat of this initiative. Banks are inundated with a lot of vendor relationships in the digital landscape. They're inundated with a lot of strategy documents. And we have a very strong sense that banks know what they need to do, hence why we want to put banks in control of BiBox. So the idea is that it will be a bank-led consortium that will emerge towards a model that today is still quite open, but we want to be agile in that strategy. So we really want to put banks at the forefront and in the driving seat and in control of this initiative.
Okay, and how does it help with things that are shared across the banks, like with the pain points of compliance that the banks face today?
Banks have tremendous challenges. They have changing client expectations. They have a load of regulatory pressures coming up from the regulators who want to drive transparency, open API economies, and a few other points. So how it will help banks, we believe that creating that sharing economy that sits within a cloud infrastructure will help banks to transform a lot faster. The utilities that will sit within the BiBox marketplace or the Bank in the Box marketplace are utilities that are common to every bank. So rather than each bank building their own ecosystem, we believe that building a shared ecosystem across the banks will help them cut costs, will help them to transform faster, and as an end result, adhere and service the end user, the clients. So we believe that BiBox will create this win-win platform in a very cost-efficient and a very fast way.
Okay, and a lot of people are talking about the platform economy. How does BiBox fit into that?
So part of the shared utility concept that BiBox is building is the new business model that we are seeing in a lot of other industries. So if you look at the automobile industry or telcos, they've already gone through this transition. Car companies don't build tires. This is the same concept within the sharing economy. We want to focus on building the utilities that each bank are using or need to use in the digital transformation, and allowing banks to focus on what they're good at, which is product innovation, creativity, risk management, and the things that the banking sector is really responsible for. Everything else can become a shared utility. So the benefit to banks is they focus on what they're good at and utilize the Bank in the Box concept to fast-track the digital transformation.
And what do you think banks really need to do to really stay relevant? But what do they need to do, let's say, in the short term over the next 3 to 5 years?
Well, the challenges for banks are immense. And my conviction is that a big bank or small bank, I think banks who get their digital proposition right are the ones that will win in the long term. So the challenges that bank face is they have the regulatory challenge, which is all about transparency and open APIs. So banks traditionally have been quite protective of their clients, but that's changing because of regulation. The millennials are driving new client expectations. They want things now, all the time. And for banks to maneuver through this regulation is that the challenges they have is they are sitting on a lot of technical debt because their systems are very old. So to transform fast, they need to embrace this concept of a sharing economy. And in fact, banks have a very strong record in doing this. SWIFT, our payment system that banks own, is a very good example. So I believe that the road of least resistance will lead banks into a sharing economy where they actually say, yes, these micro standards that are being pushed by regulators are things we need to build, but let's share the cost. Let's not try to be wasting money doing things twice, 3 times, in fact.
Well, thank you so much for coming in, Thomas.
It's a real pleasure. Thank you.